Hey y'all, welcome to Wild Blue. So today we're going to be talking about UFOs and all the different kinds of UFOs that have been seen out there in the skies flying around wherever which way. And you know, there's many of them that can be explained away, but at the same time there's many that leave you just saying, what the heck was that? So let's get on into this and see if we can figure out what's going on, this time on Wild Blue.
Aliens are among us. No doubt about it.
Hey y'all, so we're gonna get on into this. Now, I don't know what flies these things, these UFOs, whether it be aliens, extraterrestrials that is, some sort of unknown force of nature, or maybe some people here on Earth flying these things around, holding out on us with some kind of secret technology that we don't know about. Alright, so the first kind we got here is your classic saucer-shaped UFO. The one we got here floating in the back right behind me. Now these are your traditional little disc-shaped objects. Got your little dome shaped on the top and bottom many times. And there's so many different variations of them though. It's kind of hard to know which ones are real and which ones are fake. But these are generally the ones you think of when you hear the term UFO. These flying objects perform maneuvers that are completely out of the range of anything any airplane or helicopter or any other flying machine we got here on Earth can accomplish that we know of at least. You know, there's many famous sightings going back a long ways that have purportedly seen these things. We're going to go through a few of them here. First one we got is a Kenneth Arnold sighting. Now this is the one that kind of started the whole thing off. This one took place on June 24th in 1947. Yeah, the private pilot Kenneth Arnold reported seeing 9 of these objects flying around near Mount Rainier in Washington State. Described him as skipping like saucers across the water. Then you got Roswell in July of 1947. Just a couple of weeks later, the rancher reported finding these remnants of a crashed flying saucer on his land, and a whole big thing came about from it. And y'all don't know about this, and I don't even know where y'all been for the last 60 years, because this is the biggest UFO story out there in pretty much all of history. And there's plenty of other sightings out there, plenty of other different kinds of flying saucers, and maybe one day we'll get into each of these. You also got photographs taken by guys like Billy Meyer and George Adamski. You know, and these UFOs, both these guys took pictures of, they both have their own distinct qualities. You got your Billy Meyer UFOs, you got your Adamski UFOs. You know, it's just kind of funny that these guys just seem to be always in the right place at the right time to capture these still images of these things, and that they kind of look like they're just hanging there. But you know, we won't get on into that right now. We'll save that for another video, because there's definitely some doubts I got about that. Next up, we got the cigar-shaped UFO. These are kind of long and thin, silver and metallic looking, basically like a giant metal cigar floating through the sky. Many times they're thought to be like the motherships of the UFOs. Maybe there's some kind of giant floating aircraft carrier used by the aliens, or you know, whatever force is operating these things. And you got sightings of these going back many years as well. You look at the 1561 Nuremberg celestial event. There's some artistic depictions of this thing. You see some cigar-looking craft flying above the village at the time. You know, these could be the earliest sightings of these cigar-shaped craft. And then you got the Aurora incident over Aurora, Texas. It took place on April 17th of 1897. During this incident, a cigar-shaped craft crashed into a windmill there on a farm in Aurora. Apparently, this humanoid figure got out of it and died from his injuries from the crash and was buried in the local cemetery. Now, I've been out there many moons ago when I found his supposed gravesite where this alien was buried. I know those UFO hunters guys did some research on this and found some strange things. We'll get on into that maybe in another video one of these days too. But moving on to the next little sighting here of these cigar-shaped craft. You got the 1896 and 1897 airship craze. Now, I've talked about this a couple times before. Basically, throughout those year and a half, 2 years, people reported seeing all kinds of these strange flying airship things all over the country here in the United United States. No one knew what it was, and some of them have been associated with sightings of strange beings that have purportedly come out of these craft and accosted people against their will and tried to get them to go with them and all kinds of stuff. And you can watch one of my videos I did on that a little while back. I'll link it here in the description so you can go check it out again. And then you got the 1971 Tehran incident. Now this one took place on September 19th of 1976. During this event, Iranian Air Force jets were sent to investigate some kind of strange object spotted on the radar near Tehran. When the pilots got close to the object, they reported that it was a large cigar-shaped craft with bright flashing lights and emitted some kind of light beam that temporarily disabled their aircraft's communication navigation systems, and then it disappeared into the night sky, never to be seen again. And it was investigated by the government there in Iran and also with our own government here in the United States, and no conclusions were ever derived from this incident. And next up we got the orb UFOs. These are basically just balls of light. Now these may be some of your other craft. They could be flying saucers or they could be something completely different. People generally only see them at night. They either look like stars or sometimes larger, and they look like balls of fire sometimes. And these kind of things exhibit some strange characteristics, floating through the sky, doing zigzags as many UFOs do, going all kinds of crazy in the sky, even splitting apart into multiple objects and coming back together. And there's been many instances of these things dripping like water, little flames or light dripping off these things down below. It's just some strange occurrences around these things. Now they could be ball lightning or they could be some other unknown craft with all kinds of characteristics that we can't even begin to understand. And there's been some incidents in the past where these have been seen. I'm going to go through a few of them here. Now first you got the Foo Fighters, and that's not just a good band from the 90s, but something more than that, from where they got their name. And these were seen quite a bit, mostly over Europe during World War II by fighter and bomber pilots and crews. These balls of light would trail the aircraft of both the Allies and the Axis, sometimes flying on either side of it or right on the wingtips or performing maneuvers around, and each side thought it was some kind of advanced aircraft that the other was employing against them. Now also during World War II you got the Battle of Los Angeles. This took place on February 25th of 1942. A number of lights were seen over the skies in Los Angeles. The military air defense guys trained their spotlights on these craft and fired thousands of rounds of machine guns and cannons into the air trying to take these things down with their anti-aircraft weaponry, and nothing happened. These things disappeared into the night and no one was the wiser. And then you got the Hessdalen lights. This has been going on since the 1980s and still goes on to this day. There have been numerous reports of these glowing orbs flying over the Hessdalen Valley in Norway. The orbs are typically white or yellow in color, and they've been seen to move slowly or sometimes erratically through the sky. Scientists have been studying these things for decades, but they still ain't got no idea what causes these things. And the last kind of UFO we're going to talk about here today are the black triangles. Well, these are some of the most mysterious ones out there. Many times these are fairly large, sometimes they're smaller though. They often have red lights on the three corners and then a single white light right in the center. And sometimes they don't even have lights and they're just shadows and they slowly float along through the sky. Some believe they're some sort of secret unknown aircraft made right here on Earth, and some think they're extraterrestrial in origin. Maybe they're using some kind of cloaking device. Don't really know for sure, but we're going to get on into a few sightings that have been seen over the years. First you got the Belgian UFO wave. A number of black triangles were seen over Belgium in 1989 and 1990. These things were fly all over the place, and they had the lights on each corner and moved silently through the sky. No one knew what it was, and no one has been able to figure out what it was to this day. And then you got the Tinley Park lights. These were sighted in 2004. Seen over Tinley Park, Illinois. People saw a formation of these black triangles flying over town, not making any sounds, similar to the last wave of sightings. And then they disappeared. No one ever knew what it was. Then you got the 1983 Germany incident, in which US military helicopters were flying around and they saw one of these black triangles flying through the sky. They estimated the craft to be anywhere from 150 to 200 feet across. They went after it to try and figure out what it was, but the object quickly accelerated and took off into the sky and disappeared. And the last one were the Phoenix lights, and you know, some people say these are more orb-like, and some say they were actually a giant black triangle. When these lights showed up over Phoenix, they were just lights, but many people earlier in the evening reported seeing some kind of black triangular shaped craft flying through the sky silently over some of the other cities northwest of Phoenix. You know, there's also been many one-offs out there, and you got a whole list of them here, all these different shapes and sizes and all kinds of different configurations of these, and you got this right here. I don't even know what the heck this is, from 2009. I don't think anyone's ever come to any kind of conclusion determining what exactly it was. But anyway, we're gonna wrap this video up. If y'all got any videos or any footage or images or pictures of these UFOs, send them here to Wild Blue TV Stories. And that goes for any other footage of Sasquatch or ghosts, anything you'd like us to share here on the channel. Check out our website and check out our Facebook page. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that said, Wild Blue out.